ya Kimani Karanja. That one is too much. Yeah, let's start in a proper way.
Some base their choice on the gender of the person. For others, what matters is where somebody comes from. Yet others consider how much money he or she has given them. This is unfortunate. Our choice should be determined by more than one reasons. Firstly, we must look for leaders with vision. Such people are always thinking of ways of improving the lives of members of the society. People want leaders who will inspire them. To do this, these leaders have to lead by example. Working hard and encouraging others to do so is therefore very important. Secondly, good leaders are humble and honest enough to own up to their mistakes. It is only then that such mistakes can be corrected and avoided in the future. Good leaders consult other people on important matters affecting their country and admit that others may have better ideas than theirs. Serving members of the society, regardless of an individual's tribe, religion or status, comes naturally to such leaders. Another quality of good leaders is a sense of responsibility. Such leaders undertake to protect rather than plunder the community's resources such as forests, land and finances. People with past records of grabbing public property or misappropriating public funds should not be elected no matter how convincing they may sound or how much money they may give out during campaigns. Finally, in selecting leaders, we should look for those who respect and value human life. Such leaders are bound to safeguard the security of the community. It is difficult to understand how those who aspire to lead can incite their followers to bear arms against others. We should totally reject persons of this kind. I have seen others from countries where the culture of violence started as a joke. Later, all hell broke loose, leaving among us as destruction of human life and property. We surely do not want this to happen in our country. When electing leaders, let us always ask ourselves if they have these qualities. Your single vote, remember, can make a difference.
That is a speech that is directed to you. You are voters in 2027?
Yes.
Okay. So let's now answer the questions.
Question 1. According to the passage, mention at least 3 things that a missionary died. The first one, a missionary is always thinking of ways of improving the lives of members of the society. Then the second one, a missionary inspires people, or he inspires those that he leads. Then the last one, a missionary also works hard and encourages others to do so. You find it in the second paragraph. A missionary is always thinking of ways of improving the lives of members of the society. Secondly, a missionary inspires people or inspires those that he leads. Then the last one, a missionary also works hard and encourages others to do so.
All right, I think you can see that in paragraph 2 clearly.
Then the next question, I've said, such leaders are bound to safeguard the security of the community. We write in the passive. So in passive we'll say, the security of the community is bound to be safeguarded by such leaders.
Go on to question 3.
The next question. information in not more than 50 words. Summarize the qualities of a good leader. The answer for question 3, you will find it in paragraph 3. Well, I've said secondly, good leaders are humble and honest enough to own up to their mistakes. Then you continue. Now, as we summarize in 50 words, we say a good leader must.
Do you agree first with what she's saying, or do you feel like there is something else, or the answers are elsewhere also? The aspect of good qualities of a good leader, are they only in paragraph 2, or you feel like paragraph 3, or they are also elsewhere? Which other paragraph? Paragraph 4. So they are in paragraph 3 and 4.
Well, I've said we should look for those who respect human life.
Okay.
To summarize in paragraph 5, a good leader must be visionary, humble and honest enough to own up their mistakes. He or she also should have a sense of responsibility. Finally, in selecting leaders, we should look for those who respect and value human life.
Now that it's 5 marks, it means we must have 5 items. Have you considered that? You have said there should be
Must be
visionary,
humble and honest.
they must be humble and honest.
To own up their mistakes. Then they should have a sense of responsibility. Then they should look for those who respect human life.
They should look, or they should be respectful and value human life. Because the voters are the ones who should look for such, right? But the leaders should be respectful and value human life. Yeah, I think by that then you'll have the 5 points. I hope while you are writing, you consider the grammatical aspects. And also, given that we have additional, anytime you are moving to the next, you are using adjective, the conjunctions of addition. And the number of words should be 50 plus only maybe 2. Proceed.
Then the next one I've said, what can we infer about leadership from this passage? The first point, we infer that good leadership is based on qualities like vision, honesty, responsibility, and respect for all people.
What are they asking in that question in the first place? When they talk about what we infer about leadership. What are they asking? Yeah. So then you are saying it's teaching us what about leadership?
We know that leadership is based on qualities like vision, honesty, for all people. And then we also infer that electing leaders based on tribes, gender, or money leads to poor governance.
You know, I'm trying to think. There was a question they asked last year about what does it mean to be lonely among friends. And students were forced to critically think that even with friends, they may be conducting activities which do not engage you. Or you may be engaging yourself in thoughts or ideas that they do not also have to be engaged. So I'm looking at that question. If you approach it that way, don't you think we are repeating what we have answered in summary? And it's impossible that the question is asking the same question. Maybe we should think about the fact that leadership is, we learn that leadership is based on what we offer people and not what we want for ourselves. Then it also tells us that leadership is based on qualities, especially the good qualities we own, and not just we as individuals. So something like that. It is looking beyond what is just here, so that you are using the whatever is communicated here, but you are giving in your own thought, not using the same wording. I don't know whether you are getting that. Yeah, so if you are handling an exam and you realize that the question is almost having similar answers to another, then it means you go to a level of synthesis. You do not just use the same words in the passage. You kind of have to interpret. Like now, you are trying to tell people without referring just to the comprehension. I think it should be clear now. Is it clear to you? Yes. Okay, so we can move to the next.
The next question. According to the passage, how can violence in the society be prevented?
The last paragraph, I think.
Last paragraph. So we say violence in society can be prevented by selecting leaders who respect and value human life. Then people should totally reject persons who incite their followers to bear arms against others.
Yeah.
Then that says, describe the tone used in the passage above. And for us to say that the passages are reflective, informative, or enlightening tone, where the author enlightens the readers about the types of leaders they should select.
Yeah, I think that is correct.
Identify and illustrate one aspect of style used in the passage. The misuse of rhetorical question in the last passage, they have said, haven't we learned from countries where the culture of violence started as a joke? Question.
Rhetorical question, yeah, there's that there.
And the last one that says, explain the meaning of the following words as used in the passage. Plunder. To misuse, steal, or rob.
Did you use two? I told you never should you use two. Don't use the word two before a word, because that will create a mistake already.
Misuse, steal, or rob, or cheat.
Let's try to fit in the gap. Such leaders undertake to protect rather than plunder the community's resources such as forests, land, finances. Misuse, you said misuse?
Such leaders undertake to protect rather than misuse the community's resources such as forest, land, and finances.
There are other words you gave apart from misuse. Can you steal a forest? Maybe destroy or misappropriate or something like that. There. They carry arms against each other. It is difficult to understand how those who aspire to lead can incite their followers to bear arms against each other. I think raise arms is a verb phrasal verb to mean allowing them to battle, raise arms, but carry may not really communicate clearly. Consult.
Seek advice or information from someone else.
Okay. All right, the next. Oh, it's a different group, yeah. It's a different group. Okay, thank you so much. We can have the next coming on. Yeah, and by the way, these days, even the comprehension set in KCSE, the comprehension set are very short, but you have to be very critical about how to handle what is being asked. And you have to be sure that those questions will vary from appreciation to synthesis to comprehension to meaning and all that. So let's have the next. I hope you've read it. Which page does it come from? Page 26, huh? Page 26. And I've seen at least 3 papers with this. 3 mocks for out of the 48. So the chances are there also. So let's go ahead with that. The questions.
Where does this conversation take place and what happens?
There are people who are talking, please.
Where does this conversation take place and what happens before this? At the Maracas Municipal Headquarters in the mayor's boardroom, Selmo suggests that Harvester to obtain some cash and identify those that are active in posting information and pay them to stop it. Also, the mayor also shares that the information appears to be meticulously researched and the assault by the media is carefully choreographed. Question 2.
Have we scored 4? Let's check whether we have 4 points. The 1 mark will go to the place, that is the mayor's boardroom at Maracas Municipal Headquarters. Then the second, you've said, the mayor says that they should get money and pay those who are posting information on the media. Then the next one, you've said that the information can lead to cases because it has been meticulously researched. Which other point do we add for us to score for? Because those are 3 marks now. Which other discussion did they hold there? Like, did you have another suggestion that is different from paying the people posting information? Yes? Yeah, Rosalia? Saying that it's difficult to do so because there are too many and the downloading has been already in millions. Okay? Yeah, so the 2 contradictions should come out. And you can add something else because the more points you write, the more chances that this one fails, this other one comes. Okay, the next question.
How has the theme of corruption being brought about? How was the theme?
Give her time, please. Don't laugh. Give her time. You know very well that some people cannot say the. So they say tea or whatever. So let's not make that a whole cow and forget about the milk we want.
How was the theme of corruption being brought about is exactly? Mosi shares that the municipal council had a public outcry of a companies with huge sum of money without rendering any service.
Yeah, there is billing of companies, but they have not rendered any service.
Details of payments to the companies involved have now been unearthed and first diverted on that evil thing and found their way to all newspapers.
I think that just the first point is enough, right? Yeah, the fact that there are companies who are billing a lot of money to the council without rendering services. Any other? Do you have any other? On Harvester, there's something Harvester is sharing. What is happening there? Because I told you corruption is not only bribery. It comes in various forms. So what has Harvester shared there that is corruption? Yeah. Use of proxies to secure municipal payments is also a form of corruption. Even inflation of costs of the municipal project, that is corruption. Grabbing of public land is a form of corruption. Undertaking of shoddy public works, it's also a form of corruption because you are supposed to conduct standard aspects when you are served with that. And also supply of air. Do you have anyone who can supply air? Yeah, so if there's someone who supplies air, then we find that in the documents of the county, you have paid someone who supplied air. That one is just beyond explanation. Next. And remember, if it's 4 marks, it wants 4 illustrations. 4. Because they have given you the theme, so you get 4. Yeah, proceed.
What do we learn about Bele from this excerpt? We learn that Bele is fearful, where he shares that they have to be their worst nightmare.
Apart from that, when he's saying that Madingo Golf Club is something that people did not know, what does that mean? He is secretive and at the same time we can say overconfident. Next.
Comment on the use of any key aspects of style used in this picture. Those who regard as friends are sometimes false in cheap clothing. Rhetorical questions.
When we are commenting on a style, what are we supposed to do? We state the style, illustrate, and then give the function. So what is the function of that idiomatic expression? What does it tell us about the municipal leaders? Or what theme does it bring about? If we have people who are wolves in the sheep's skin, what does it say? Even in simple situation. Yeah? Yes? What does it tell? Huh? Yes? Nilisikia ilikuwa Tuesday. When do you have a CU? Nilisikia mnaimba kabisa. Do you ever sing this song which says umevalia ngozi ya kondo, kumbe ndani ni mbwa mwitu? Sisemi ya Pius Mwiru. Kuna another one. There's a gospel song that still sings the same way. Yeah, hypocrisy. So that idiom already tells us that there is hypocrisy in municipal, in the Maracas Municipal Council. Okay, the next one. Any other style? What does that imply? What does that imply? And remember, Ted is the one that is asking. Why did Ted ask that? He sat properly and looked up for the first time because he had not been paying attention from the beginning. Then he says, supply of air. I'm beginning to think this is serious. Could we end up in Baneta Express prison? So what does that tell us about Ted? Yes? Yeah. Yeah, he's fearful. At the same time, it's telling us about the poor leadership in the Maracas. Any other style? What does supply of air mean? Yeah. So what kind of style is that? It's more of symbolism. Symbolism. And of course, whatever it's trying to communicate again is about corruption that is dominating in Maracas. Next question.
Using your knowledge of the rest of the play, what is mostly referring to as evil thing? Samantha because it had posted the evil things the municipal council had done.
In that situation, you will say it had exposed their misappropriation or maybe the abuse of office, so that you don't repeat the evil again, okay? Yeah, next question.
Describe the overall mood in this excerpt. Mood of tension.
Yeah, or tensed mood. So whether you use the, you just have, if you use the what is said, then use off. But the other way you can say tensed or anxious mood. Why do we say so?
The municipal leaders are afraid because the people have discovered that they are misusing the funds of the municipality and they may end up in Baneta Express prison.
Okay, the next.
I have always been very discreet about my private affairs. Add an appropriate question. I have always been very discreet about my private affairs.
Yeah, make sure there's a comma and a question mark. And to save yourself, there is even a question yesterday. When they have given you a gap, don't stress yourself by rewriting, especially if you know you may create a mistake. Simply write the answer there. Comma, haven't I, question mark. Like those who are filling the phrasal verbs. Unless they have said you rewrite the sentence, just write the answer. But if it's in the middle, start with a small letter. If it's a question tag, start with a comma, small letter, question mark at the end. You don't have to rewrite the sentence. Because if you are rewriting, then you miss even one letter. You will get across. Next.
Explain the meaning of the following words and phrases as used in the exam. Indisputable, undeniable,
supply of air? Yeah? Rumors. Hey, you people, you call rumors supply of air. That's funny. She answered, Rosaria answered that question. Yeah, payment of money without rendering service. You know, for a phrase, don't worry. A phrase you can use whatever, even an idiomatic expression. But when it comes to the words, that's where you have to be strict. Kumbe mnasema rumors ni supply air. Okay, next.
Secretive.
Yeah, secretive. Thank you. Let's appreciate her. Group 3. The third one, where were they? Hey, be fast so that we don't have to carry forward. Who said they would do question 3? So what is happening? Huh? But this one you just go on. If you are stuck, we will go through. Because now if you see it, we are wasting time and yet we don't have time to go back to it. Meanwhile, as she comes, can you read loudly the oral narrative? Because it's very short. Together, please.
When suddenly a small ball hit the meat stuck in his throat and he could not swallow it. He soon felt terrible pain in his throat, and ran up and down, groaning and seeking for something to relieve the pain. He tried to induce everyone he met to remove the bond. I will give anything, said he, if you will take it out. At last, the man agreed to try, and told the wolf to lie on his side and open his jaws as wide as he could. The crane put its long neck down the wolf's throat, and its beak loosened the bone, until at last it got it out. Will you kindly give me the reward you promised, said the crane. The wolf grinned and showed his teeth and said, be content. You have put your head inside a wolf's mouth and taken it out again safely.
Why are we joking about this? We are not reading seriously. Question 1.
How would you classify this narrative? Explain your answer.
Tell us maybe how you came about with the answer.
Because the wolf tricks the crane. The wolf tricks the crane to help him remove the bone we have in his throat. But later on, the reward is
Refuses to give the reward.
why at the next wolf and crane began. Why at the next wolf and crane began with capital letter? Because they are pronouns. They are proper nouns.
Oh. They are proper nouns, yeah?
Contrast the character of the wolf as brought out in the narrative. Funny. He promises the friend to reward him, but afterwards he tricks the friend by saying that he should be contented that he has been spared by that he has been spared.
So which characters have you contrasted? Because you are supposed to give the character trait before and after. Before, how was Wolf? Humble, desperate, and what? He was humble, desperate, and? Yeah? Meek. Huh? Yeah. What about after? What is the opposite of humble? Yeah? Carefree. Arrogant. Uh-huh. The other one we said meek. And what should be the opposite of that later? Yeah? Yes? Cruel, kind of. Huh? Then at the beginning he was so kind, but later on he's deceitful. So you must ensure that you are countering one character trait with another. But if you give a different character trait and the opposite is not correct, you will not score. So here we expect at least two to contrast, two character traits contrasting. If you say maybe he was meek, then we should see the opposite of that. When we show the part where he's humble, we should see arrogant. When we see the part where he's maybe helpless, we should see now the proud aspect. Roman 4.
Identify and illustrate any two features of oral narrative evident in the narrative above. Moral lesson. The friend learns a lesson that he should not trust anyone.
We should not. Well, Form 4. We should let cruel people deal with their problems. Helping them might bring us maybe humiliation or regrets. Then now you give an illustration. The wolf is helped by crane, and later on he even suggests that he could have eaten her up.
Personification. The wolf speaks to the crane asking for assistance.
Yeah. Then do you have fantasy in that story? Yeah. How can you place how can a crane place the neck inside the mouth of a wolf without being chewed? Then you could also consider, though after you listed the rest, you can consider dialogue, and there is direct address. Direct address, I would give you anything if you would take it out. Then dialogue comes, will you kindly give me the reward? Be content. You have put a wolf's mouth and taken it out in safety. That ought to be reward enough. Have they really suggested anything to do with a free moment? Yeah, because they just said had begun. We don't have a specific time. Huh? Yeah. Roman 5. I think we have answered that moral lesson. Do you have a proverb you can use for this? Like? Yeah. When? Yeah, when the deal is too good, think twice, then you illustrate. Or looks can be deceptive. Or never judge a book according to its cover. Roman 6.
Comment on the relationship amongst the members of the community.
What kind of relationship exists in the members of this community? Yes. Yeah, selfishness, like self-seeking. They can only come to you when they need something. But when they don't need, they'll stay away and mind their business. And also, it is their relationships in this community are deceitful. You trust anyone, they'll sell you out. So, and you give an example of who did that in the story.
Explain what the wolf means by the classic meaning.
What does it mean when he said you came out of the mouth of a wolf safe? That should be a reward enough.
That it is a great reward. That wolf did not swallow crane's bone and put it in his mouth to remove the bone, and that requires him to be contented and not to ask for any more reward.
But you are repeating the same. Just say what would have wolf done. Yeah, so you just say that wolf would have easily eaten the crane if not for helping him out. Thank you. Let's appreciate her. Grammar. Okay.
Question 1. I'm just giving the answers.
You have the questions. You know how many minutes do we have to time?
Okay, she realized,
2. Yeah, let her just give the answers unless there is a problem.
she realized what a serious blunder she had made.
She realized?
What a serious
You are,
blunder she
the
had
answer.
made. The answer.
The answer they have said using what? You remember we answered something similar to that in another paper. So if they have said you start with what? So you say? That? Who is bringing that in the middle? What a serious blunder she realized she had made! Exclamation. This one is commonly said, by the way. The next. Yes, so
You
yeah.
change your mind to call this number.
Yeah, I think we've dealt with this earlier. There's a comma after mind, isn't it?
I must give the answer. Anyone who knows the answer for the
Yeah. Yeah, none of them is known. It's familiar. It's known by me. None of them is known by me. Yeah.
that the couple takes care of so many orphans.
Yes? Yeah, ask.
That the question is saying finished to me,
Oh.
but not
Oh, to me. None of them is. Oh, that's why familiar will score. None of them is familiar to me. Next.
That the couple takes care of so many orphans is amazing. It's that way. That the couple takes care of so many orphans is amazing. See what all the yes.
Yeah, we did in another paper. Next.
My students neither drink nor smoke. Be Roman 1. Who was the answer there? The question that breakouts.
Yeah.
See Roman 1. I only had the news highlights. Roman is the news station. I only had the news shortly.
The business has operated for quite some time, but it's yet to reach the dash point. What did you get in yours? No, the last one. Roman 3. Breakthrough is right for Roman 2, but Roman 3? Break-in. I think it's breakdown, something like an end of something. See?
Roman 1, I only had the news highlights. Then I only had the news shortly. Roman 2, all the pens I bought cost 30 shillings. Then each pen I bought cost 30 shillings. Roman 1, reason. Roman 2, wealth. Roman 3, unconditionally.
Okay. So let's meet tomorrow for the next paper. I don't know whether you'll make it to do. Will you make it? Hey, the bubble cannot even wait. So what do we do tomorrow's lesson then, if you'll not? You will be doing paper 3. That is when you'll be doing it. Huh? 5-star. We have people who have finished, so that we have a group willing to do question 2, another one question 3. You will do question 3. Question 2 for 5-star. Okay. It's okay then. Oh, immaculate. This one is okay. There was someone who was supposed to come for silent song questions. I don't know who is coming.
Madam is breakout. The story of the breakout.
Yeah, breakout. Yeah. Then the next breakthrough, the next is breakdown.
Was it here? I only had the news in brief. It means shortly or
No,
just
highlights. The
highlights.
highlights. Then the next one, shortly.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
How are you, madam?
Fine, how are you? Yes, Gazina. Oh, you have come for the paper. Okay. A silent song. The people for parliament